I welcome into the Week 6 edition of the Philadelphia Eagles Blitz, where we're looking at the latest in Eagles news. We're looking ahead to a Thursday night NFC showdown with the New York Giants as well. We're going to start by looking back on a pretty eventful week here for the Eagles. The first and biggest news of the week is the injury to Jay Ajayi, their starting running back, out for the year after tearing his ACL against the Minnesota Vikings. It's created this little whirlwind of rumors and speculation about what the Eagles might or might not do, whether they're in the market for an upgrade at running back following this news. At the same time, they announced a restructured Fletcher Cox's contract to clear a little bit of cap space in both 2018 and in 2019, which only fueled these rumors. Two names have surfaced: Le'Veon Bell, who continues his holdout with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and LeSean McCoy, who's in Buffalo, who there was a report that the Eagles might be interested in trading and bringing him back to Philadelphia, where he began his career. Buffalo Bills coach Sean McDermott didn't exactly squash those rumors on Wednesday, but they remain just that right now as rumors, not likely to see much action before the kickoff against the New York Giants, but it's something to watch going forward. The Eagles seem content right now with Wendell Smallwood, Corey Clement, and Darren Sproles. That group of running backs will get an opportunity Thursday night against the Giants, but it wouldn't surprise a lot of people if the Eagles made a move at running back. I think that the feel right now is they're 2-3. They come off a disappointing loss to the Minnesota Vikings. There's some fair thought out there the Eagles could use an upgrade with some playmakers. I'm not sure if they'll swing a move for Bell or for McCoy. They've kind of denied those thoughts so far. But there is some urgency sitting at 2-3 coming off your Super Bowl run. There's some questions to answer on both sides of the ball. We'll see what they can do Thursday night. Looking ahead to Week 6 against the Giants. Both teams coming off a short week, just a 4-day rest going into Thursday night. Thursday Night Football is mixed reviews from players about the prep time and the rest time coming off a brutal Sunday game. They take on the Giants, and this team, a couple elite playmakers to watch for. Saquon Barkley, the rookie running back, Odell Beckham Jr., who's a threat down the field. But this is an offense that has struggled to push the ball and make big plays down the field. They've struggled to protect. There are questions about how effective 37-year-old Eli Manning is as a quarterback. A lot of pushback going back to the draft when the Giants selected Saquon Barkley number 2 overall. Instead of trying to find their next franchise quarterback, it's a talking point that will stick with the Giants for a long time. These guys are 1-4. They come off a pretty crushing loss to the Carolina Panthers, where they surged to get back in the game late, only to watch Carolina kicker Graham Gano kick a 63-yard field goal to win the game. 33-31 was the final there. Giants slipped to 1-4. It's an urgent game here, I think, for both teams, but including the Giants, who have higher hopes in what they've done so far on the field. But the good news for both of these teams is the NFC East remains wide open. 2-2 Washington, who didn't look good on Monday night. They lead the division so far, so there's urgency to win this game and really get back into the thick of things in the NFC East. The Eagles in particular, with their record, with the way things stand, the way that they're favored to beat the Giants, there's some urgency to win this game and to bring their record back to 500 at 3-3. All right, what to watch for in this game, Week 6 against the Giants? I would start with the offensive line, where there's a little bit of turmoil here. Jason Peters comes out saying that they're having to hold blocks longer because of the return of Carson Wentz, because of the way that he tries to make plays down the field. There's also a little issue brewing with Stefan Wisniewski, who lost his starting job to Isaac Seumalo. And Stefan Wisniewski did not take that news very lightly. He thought that he didn't play himself out of a starting job, took to Twitter to speak about that. Bring that unrest back to some peace there. If you manage to block the Giants and create some big plays offensively, you start to put those matters to bed a little bit. And how about the run game? I want to see what this looks like without Jay Ajayi. Is Wendell Smallwood, is he going to get a big majority of the carries? How do you mix in Corey Clement and Darren Sproles if both those guys are available? And how effective is that run game against the Giants' run defense that can be had? And then the third thing is, on the other side of the ball, the Eagles' run defense. Eli Manning hasn't made a lot of big plays down the field, but Saquon Barkley, the Eagles have discussed him this week ad nauseum. The former Penn State star creates a lot of big plays as a receiver and as a runner. If you manage to take Saquon Barkley and limit the damage he can do, there's a good shot the Eagles win this game and improve to 3-3. So the Eagles are 3-point favorites on the road here in Week 6. PennLive beat reporter Daniel Gallen joins us now to give his prediction for the game and a couple matchups.
One of the biggest foes facing the Eagles this week isn't the Giants, but the fact that it's a short week. The Eagles played Sunday against the Vikings. Now they're going to play Thursday against the Giants. That leaves only 3 days of recovery from a 2-point loss to the Vikings and preparation for it should be a hard-fought divisional opener against the Giants. Coach Doug Peterson said that he thinks that it'll be good for the Eagles to get back out onto the field so quickly, while some of the other Eagles said that some of the challenges will be more mental than physical in overcoming quite the quick turnaround. It'll be interesting to see if there's any rust when the Eagles get back out onto the field Thursday. Carson Wentz kind of quipped today that it's really hard. Human bodies aren't necessarily made to play 2 football games in 5 days, but the Eagles said that they turned the page. It's a product of their schedule. It's something they're going to be ready for. The big matchup to watch between the Giants and the Eagles will be Odell Beckham Jr. against Ronald Darby and Jalen Mills. Darby and Mills have had their fair share of issues this year. They've had some trouble against big play wide receivers, which Beckham is. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get loose for a couple big plays, maybe a touchdown here or there. He had 2 touchdown catches against Mills last September and the last time that he played against the Eagles, so it's definitely one thing to watch. Eagles defense and Eagles offense have both struggled this year. The Giants have kind of had their moments, but they've also had their fair share of struggles. I kind of feel like both teams are going to be feeling the quick turnaround, so I think it'll be a low-scoring game in prime time in the Meadowlands, but I think the Eagles will pull this one out. I've got the final score 23-19. Expecting a few big plays here or there, but I'm not expecting the prettiest game.
All right, thank you, Daniel. I'm picking the Eagles to win this one. I like them to get back on track. Just a better team from top to bottom and maybe put some of this unrest to bed. I like the Eagles to win 27-20. As I mentioned, they're 3-point favorites on the road. I like them to cover that spread and win the game. Thanks for tuning in. You can always let us know what you think in the comments section right here on YouTube. And be sure to follow PennLive on YouTube as well. Stick with us all year long on the Philadelphia Eagles Blitz.